Hey guys, and welcome back to Comic-Con Africa 2020. That was the African Comic Report. And in studio with me, I have my good friend Zaid. What's happening, bro?
My brother. It is day 2.
Yes.
I am having a rollicking time. I'm not going to lie. That last panel, some of the talent there, homegrown,
Dude.
homeschool, real stuff right there.
No, for sure. Definitely. I used to read Super Strikers.
Yeah.
Yes, that was one of my things.
Yeah.
I remember growing up, I got the paper for that.
All of us, my man. In fact, I got the paper for 2 reasons. Once, I bought it for a little-known thing they call metric results.
Yes.
It was at one time at band camp. Right? And then the other time, every other Sunday, Super Strikers. But, I got a serious question I need to ask you.
Talk to me.
But I'm warning you. If you get this answer wrong, you and me, we're going to have problems.
Right.
Yesterday, I told you about a book.
Yes.
I told you about the James Bond book.
Yes.
Did you do your homework? Did you pre-order? You can't pre-order, but did you order the book? Did you buy it? Did you go buy?
It slipped my mind, but I still want to buy it.
You see now.
I still want to.
Okay.
I didn't dismiss what you're saying.
Okay.
I took your information very seriously. I am going to get it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to forgive you for that one there, right? But it'll be a lot easier for me to forgive you if you were to hook me up with something. Something for the guys. This thing here.
Now, this is brand new, dude.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
Look at the design.
See, now that right there, again, African talent at its best. So, for anyone over there who doesn't know and they haven't been following, we had this amazing competition with Puma. They came on board and homegrown artists created that special print over there. That is a super limited run, but only the big boys get them, not guys like me. So one day when I'm big like you, then they'll get one. But until then,
But your cap is cool.
My cap. You like my cap?
I see how you're rocking the cap.
Okay. No, I'm trying. You know where I got it from?
Where?
I got it from the merch store.
The merch
I
store.
got it from the merch store.
Oh, is that on the new website?
That is, in fact, on the new website. Okay, so for anyone out there who might be confused about that, and this is just a shameless plug, I'm not even going to apologize. If you want sweet merch like this, and that one as well, if you're lucky, because stocks are limited, you are going to head on over to shop.comiconafrica on shop.comiconafrica.co.za. The hub is actually Comic Con Africa online, all right? So,
Right.
my man.
Look, let's see what happens on Sunday.
Okay. I'm going to follow up with you on that.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to follow up with you on that, right?
All right. I know by the time I end on Sunday, I'm going to have an Uber waiting.
Right. Right. But now, the next guy we're talking to,
Look,
this guy,
the next guy we're talking to, I'm a fan of.
hey, my man, I want to do push-ups every day so I can get stacked like this man.
I Googled Tom is my height.
Yes,
Tom is my height, but he looks like he's had all his meals.
yeah.
Like Tom looks like he eats and works out.
Yeah.
That guy's big.
Yeah.
Because when you watch Umbrella Academy, you don't know if it's camera work or whatever.
It's costume or what it is. But
No, that guy's big.
He's stacked. He's stacked.
He's super big. I'm excited to see him.
Even me. But you know what's really awesome about Tom Hopper is that even if you aren't a fan of Umbrella Academy itself, he has been through so many epic series. You know,
Right.
like somewhere along the way, you would have met up with this man and be a fan. So I mean, he did Black Sails,
Yes.
right? He did Merlin.
Game of Thrones.
He did Game of Thrones. Okay.
That's where I first saw him.
I caught you out.
That's where I
knew
first saw
it.
him.
I knew it. But now, real talk
Yes.
again, because I'm putting you on the spot today. Because I gave you homework about the James Bond thing. You didn't listen to me. So now I need to ask you that. Umbrella Academy, are you up to date?
I haven't seen season 2. I've seen season 1, and then the sister, she went crazy.
Yeah.
That's how season 1 ended.
Yeah, Vanya, yeah.
Yes, Avanya, and then I haven't seen season 2 yet.
Because you're scared of Vanya.
I don't know what it is, but I think that chick might be crazy.
No, I love her. That's my type. That's my jam.
She's the chick you break up with, and then she blocks you on all social media.
No. She is the one, right? She is the one that what you do is, right? You just try. She's the one that where you go, you find out where she lives, and hope that in real life she doesn't have a brother as like stacked as Tom Hopper, right? And then you go over there, you stand outside, and you go. Now I'm an Indian guy, so
Oh, we actually have Tom.
We have Tom over there.
We have
okay,
Tom.
well, you
We
know
have
what?
Tom right
you
now.
are lucky. I was about to serenade you with the Hindi jams that I would totally.
I'm so
have
happy
this
Tom
thing
is
craft.
here.
Okay. Well,
Ladies
listen.
and gentlemen, help me introduce number one, Tom Hopper.
Oh,
Hi, folks.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I think you give me too much of an. I'm really not that big.
I'm a pretty tall dude.
I'm a very small person in real life. It's all illusion. It's all camera work.
I'm sorry,
know
but
what?
you're a very good-looking man. I didn't
Yeah,
realize this.
I know, I'm not gonna lie. Even me, I'm like, you know what? Like, you know what? Can we cut the camera angle to like here?
Yeah, can we
Because,
just
like I'm big, but it's all here. You know what I mean? Tom Hopper has it all on the shoulders and on the biceps there. So
Yeah,
I'm
I've
feeling a
got
little
very
bit.
short legs under this. It's all upper body.
I'm just
Very, very
short
legs.
generally.
That's-
I mean, I start and then I stop. It's just there. You know, it's just there.
and that's it.
Thank you so much for joining us today, man. Really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. South Africa is one of my favourite places in the world. I spent a lot of time down there.
Oh, wow.
Shooting black sails down in Cape Town.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with the country, man. I fell in love with the people. You guys are amazing, so I always have so much time for you guys. Thank you so much for having me on.
That's awesome, man. Tell me something. When you were in Cape Town, what was your favorite place to visit?
Franschhoek is probably my
Franschhoek.
favourite place. There's a beautiful restaurant there, which still probably stands as my favourite restaurant in the world, actually. It's a place called Le Petit Ferme.
Oh, wow.
And they do an incredible lamb dish there, which I tell everyone about. Everywhere in the world, I'm like, you got to go, if you're in Franschhoek, you got to try this lamb dish in Le Petit Ferme. But yeah, man, it's just a beautiful, beautiful place.
Right.
Robbie, I'm sorry, Robbie. I'm worried about this man now.
What's
you
up?
came to Cape Town and you never had snook. Do you know
I had snook. I had a lot of snook.
Oh, you had
okay,
snook. Oh, yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
definitely.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Because we were going to invite you. Robbie was going to pay.
Yeah, look, I'll be there. I'll be there for some stuff.
I don't mind buying dinner in Cape Town. I can deal with that. But when dinner's been paid with pounds, sorry, Tom.
It's a whole different ballgame. Yeah. I mean, it's I came over there and went to Nobu over there and was expecting it to be the same price as here. I couldn't believe how cheap it was in comparison to pounds.
Yeah,
but in rand, it's still extremely expensive. But in pounds, what we're used to paying in dollars or pounds for Nobu was sky high in comparison. Like, the pound does well over there for sure.
Tell me something. Like, you got a great physique. I want to know on the show.
We sort of got stuck there, Tom. I must apologize. But, like, I mean, we were saying to ourselves before, we were like, you know what? Let's start this club, you and me, right? So he's got the slim style. I got the, well, you know, not so slim style.
You're the bouncer.
And, yeah, thank you. I
Okay.
feel better. But somewhere, if we could come, like, halfway, we would have a product that we can sell.
Well,
and also pay.
I'm in the middle here in the screen. I'm basically in the middle between the two of you,
Yeah.
right?
You that guy.
So if you squished you a little bit, if you squished you,
Yeah.
or this side, isn't it? Squished you, and then like kind of did that to you a little bit. Over
Yeah.
here. Hang on.
So
Squished
As
you.
much as,
So you be number one, I be number two, and Zaid can be number 3 and 4.
yeah. But only after lunchtime because I knew we were going to be speaking to Tom Hopper. My lunchbox is there on the side. So at the moment I'm rounding at about 3.5. But after lunch, number four, Baba, number 4. But you know,
Then
you
you
know,
get 4
Tom,
as well.
Another thing is, I must say to you, you know, as much as, you know, we could swap spaces, but there's like 7 extra lights over there just to wash out a little bit of the chocolate brown. So, you know, so we have a little bit of a surplus of the melanin over here. So that's why I got my cross arm right here. But you know what? You had a serious question you wanted to ask Tom.
Yes.
Okay.
Tom, I want to know this. So you started acting at 25, right?
A little bit younger. Well, I came out of drama school at 21, and then did the classic sort of actor trying to get some work thing in the UK, which took me a while to get going, really. So my first kind of bigger roles started happening around 23, 24, I think. Yeah, and then
So
then it took off.
so in such a short space of time, you've done so many different shows, and you've got quite a few successful shows under your belt from the get-go. Is there anything that made you apprehensive in the beginning of your career where you thought, okay, let me get another job? Or was it immediately like, I'm going to do this?
Yeah, I mean, I always obviously had a lot of ambition of what I wanted to achieve in my career and the kind of things I wanted to do. But yeah, I mean, I was out of work a lot, and it was I think that worry of being a successful actor is always in the back of your mind. You're always thinking about the next job. And I mean, that almost kind of became more of a thing when I had children, when I'm like 29, 30, the pressure kind of became more to work. But one thing I've always done, I've always kind of trusted my own ability, what I feel like an offer. And I always what I tried to do in auditions and meetings was just give them my version of that role, you know, and if they don't like it, then they don't like it, and it's not my role. But I try and give them the most unique version, like my Tom Hopper version of what that would be if I played it. And I've been very, very fortunate, you know, like my sort of stature, physique, you know, has lent itself to certain roles. And, you know, I've been very fortunate that it's fit the slot, you know, a few times. And I've been very fortunate to the kind of shows I've worked on.
Right. You know what? No. This man is just too humble. He's just too humble over here. He's just too humble. You know, this guy over here, right? This guy over here, he's Billy Bones, right? He's Billy Bones over there. And what wows me is that for anyone who's read Treasure Island, which is hopefully you read Treasure Island.
I haven't read Treasure Island. I'm dyslexic.
You see now, you never bought your comic books. You never read Treasure Island. Why are you embarrassing in front of my new best friend Tom Hopper? He's not going to accept my friend request now because of you. I must apologize for Robbie. Right? You see, he doesn't.
It's all right. I'll forgive him. I'll forgive him.
Thank you. But I mean, the thing that you're talking about, where you give your own version of the characters to that. I mean, what you did with Billy. You know, I mean, when we go to Treasure Island, we have this guy who's just, not taking any of this humanity thing. I don't care. But your version of him is actually the salt of the earth kind of guy, because by the time we get to Treasure Island, obviously he's been done dirty by life, you know? The way Robbie does me dirty when he doesn't take my advice about reading Treasure Island and all of that. But, I mean, how much of leeway do you have when you're creating your characters? How much of leeway do you have?
It really depends on the showrunners and the directors that, you know, who are making the movie or the TV show. I've been very lucky that the showrunners I've worked with on Black Sails and Umbrella Academy as well were very collaborative, and they want to see our versions. They want to see our ideas for those characters. And me and John Steinberg at the beginning of Black Sails, we sat down and had a very long conversation about where we feel Billy's come from and where he's got to get to. And that was exactly it. We wanted him to be like this fresh-faced young lad that had not been poisoned yet by the pirate world. So this journey that we go on through Black Sails, that's what you see. You wanted to see what he was well before he becomes that guy in Treasure Island, where he's a broken man, and you think, how on earth did he get from that to that? Like, what happened in that time? And Black Sails is that story for Billy. It's like how he became that drunk in that tavern. And how the pirate world for a lot of these men was toxic. You know, it broke them from what they were. They could have been completely different without that pirate world, but it broke them effectively.
Right. So I want to know is how much work did you do, physical work, to look like the way you did in the Umbrella Academy? How much of that was you, and how much of that was technology?
So I can't take any credit for the physicality of Luther. That is a muscle suit. So,
right.
But what was really important was my physical condition to be able to perform in that suit. It's a very heavy suit. It's very cumbersome, and I have to fight in that suit. So, in terms of my conditioning, I like double down on my fight training, my conditioning. I was doing MMA training with like a weighted vest on, to make sure that when I put that extra weight on, I can still do like my jumping kicks and like move around as I would do as me. So I started training with a weighted vest a lot of the time, which was amazing. Whenever I took that weighted vest off and trained without it, I felt like I was flying through the air. It was amazing. It was so good. But yeah, the physicality itself, yeah, we talked about having me do it myself and trying to like bulk up as much as possible. So we did that for a little while. And then we were going to talk about having some mainly my body and then bits of prosthetics put onto me. But that proved it was going to be a big task for hair and makeup every single morning and doing a big prosthetic job every morning. So the suit became a much easier option. So I'd actually, if you look at me in the beginning of season 1, I look a lot bigger in the face and stuff because I'd actually been bulking for the past like 4 months.
Oh,
and then once I put the suit on, I was like, right, I'm going to start trimming down now. I don't need to carry this excess weight.
Right.
So, yeah, I trimmed down a lot through season 1 and season 2.
So, and how was it moving from TV show to TV show? Like when you introduced to the cast, I'm sure there's rehearsals and stuff that happened before, but how did you find the cast of Umbrella Academy clicked before you started shooting?
I think that was part of the magic of the show, man. Like when we first turned up in Toronto to start shooting, we just seemed to get along like siblings from the off. And it was one of those moments that you think you might have something special on your hands because there was a natural chemistry that just happened. Everyone, the great thing that happened as well, there's no egos on that show. Everyone brings their A game. Everyone wants the show to be brilliant, and everyone gives 100% to every scene and gives each other 100%. You know, we're always there for each other. We're holding each other up, and we're always looking how we can make someone else's joke funny and not just like your own. It's how to make the scene better. It's how to make the whole thing lift. And because every actor has that mentality, it's like a team. It's like a sport. You know, if you have a team sport, everyone's there for each other. It just works better because you're working in unison, and that's what it's like. That's what it feels like on set.
Right.
I see that. Now you might want to close your ears because this is dangerously close to spoiler territory over here.
Okay.
But I mean, I think in season 2, as we get to the last part of it, there's a big scene where stuff happens and some revelations come out. And again, I'm skirting around, that. How do I put it? When a certain person comes in and gets things happen over there, because I don't know how many of the guys out there are pulling a Robbie and haven't watched season 2 as yet. But what you're saying, where that chemistry comes with it, that vibe, that easy flow of it translates across. But if I can take you back a second, to the character of Luther. I mean, when we see him in season 1, he's obviously very uncertain of himself. He's obviously in the space where he has a lot to prove to Reginald and all of that stuff. But now in the second season, what we see, Luther is a little bit, obviously he still has those daddy complexes, but the Mickey gets taken out of Luther a lot more. Like, for example, in his engagements with number 5, and that there's that scene where he's just like, "Hit me," and just Luther as a character just seems to be a lot more like, okay, I'm not taking myself so seriously anymore. So is that coming from your natural evolution for the character, or is that something consciously that was written for you guys to actually evolve the character in that way? Because it's epic either way.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was it was all done on purpose. I mean, again, we're very lucky with our showrunner, Steve Blackman. He's amazing. He's a genius, by the way. Like, all the great things that happen in the show is because of Steve Blackman. And we sat down and we talked about Luther's evolution, and like the redemption side of things. There were some things that happened with Vanya at the end of the season, and he's holding a lot of guilt for that, and he's holding a lot of self-remorse with all these daddy issues that he's had in season 1. And he lands in Dallas. I don't want to give too many spoilers away.
Yes.
As he lands in Dallas, it's the first time he's had to really fend for himself and figure out who is Luther. In season 1, he'd come down from the moon where he'd not spoken to anyone for 4 years, apart from occasionally Pogo or his dad, and he's socially completely inept. He doesn't know how to function around people again. Like, he's not there mentally. And then in season 2, he is forced to do that. He's forced to get a job. Yeah. He's forced to socialize with people. He's forced to sit into society in a completely different time period. So we see him dealing with those issues as the academy comes back and he sees they're all there, all those issues kind of feed back in again. But he doesn't want anything to do with it because he realized through this time on his own that the academy is the thing that causes all the problems. That's caused all these angst issues through his life. He's like, I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want to be a leader anymore. I don't want anything. I'm quite happy doing my job. I don't want to try and save the world because that's what happened last time and it went wrong. And I found myself too self-important and I don't want to do with it. So then as the evolution of him happens through season 2, he realizes that he's got to do it for his family. It's not about the academy. It's not about just saving the world. I must save the world because I'm the leader, etc. It's because I love my family. They're my brothers and sisters, and that's why I've got to do it. And then you start to see that nice build of the relationships between him and his siblings again, where the real Luther underneath it comes through, and it's the Luther behind the leader, the Luther behind the self-important, selfish leader. It's now, who is Luther as a brother? Who is Luther as a sibling,
Right. Look, we've got quite a few Merlin fans who are watching right now. So,
oh, yeah.
Do you mind taking some questions from your fans?
Of course, yeah.
Sweet.
Pleasure.
Okay, so while those are loading,
Isabel would like to know, are you still in contact with the Merlin cast?
Absolutely, yeah. They're my boys, the guys that played the other nights, and Bradley James. I speak to him on a very regular basis. I actually spoke to Bradley James, who plays King Arthur, just a few days ago. Owen, me and Owen WhatsApp call all the time, and same with Rupert and Tommy War as well. So yeah, I speak to those guys a lot, and I keep in touch with Katie McGrath as well. So yeah, it's lovely. It's when you've been on a show with people for that long, and you build like a family. You build like a family relationship. So they become friends for life, a lot of them, and
right.
It's great. It's great to have that network of friends that you have such a tight relationship with.
Right. Debbie would like to know, to date, what has been your favorite role?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
That's a good question. I get asked that a lot, and I can't specifically pin one down because I've had such amazing experiences with all of them. Billy Bones was a brilliant experience for me. That sort of journey that he went on, I feel so grateful that I got to perform that. And it was so well written as well. So Billy Bones is a big one, and also Luther. I adore playing Luther. He's so much fun. And being a part of that show. So right now it's a toss-up. I mean, there's a few other roles that I've done as well, which have been a lot of fun. But I think because TV show roles are always great, like when you've got to play a character for multiple seasons, because you really get to live that character for so long.
So let me ask.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you look for then in choosing a character?
You cannot say the pay. You cannot say the pay.
The big thing for me is no matter what world the character lives within, whether it's a superhero world, whether it's like a pirate world, fantasy world, is that the human behind all of that I can connect with, and therefore I can connect to an audience with it. Because you can have all this flashy stuff, you can have all CGI and things that make it look good, but unless they're connecting to your character, and I'm connecting to that character, I associate with that character and relate to it, then it's pointless for me.
Yeah.
So it's always about what moral dilemmas that character is going through, who they really are. That's what was so appealing about Umbrella Academy. It was a superhero show, which fundamentally was about them as humans before them as superheroes, and that's what really interested me. So that's usually what I look for.
Right. Gerard would like to know, how easy was it for you to adapt to the American accent?
Well, it's part of the industry now. It's as a Brit, very early on, you're going to have to try and do American accents because if you want to try and make it in the US shows, but it takes a lot of work. I work very hard to make sure that my accent is as authentic as it can be. Like I work a lot with the other actors that are American on the show, and I'm always saying to them, does that sound right? Should I say it more like this, or does that sound authentic? And they're great at that. You know, like Emmy Rager-Lampman is amazing at making sure that I'm on point. But we also have a great dialect coach that's on set all the time for all of us, you know, to make sure that we're in sync. But it's something I'm aware of, but I don't like to put too much weight on it once I've done the preparation for it, because I don't want to be thinking about the accent once I'm on set. So as soon as I'm on set, the work has got to be done beforehand. Otherwise, it can affect the performance.
Can we hear your best attempt at a South African accent?
We're going to give you a cheat sheet.
It's just you want to go down to Cape Town and get some Nelson's Eye.
That's pretty accurate.
Nelson's Eye steak, yeah.
Now let me help you. We're going to help. Now and he'll get by. But now we're going to make you legend. Throw in a ya ne, just a ya ne. You got to be.
Ya ne.
Yeah, that's close.
Ya ne.
But flow. Show him, Robbie.
Ya ne.
Flow.
Ya ne.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, ne. And then
what does ya ne mean?
Yeah, yes, no, yeah, maybe no, yes, no. It's one of those things. It's an ism. It's an ism that we use.
It can be dismissive. It can be in agreement.
It can be. We will show you. We'll show you. Right. So, Robbie, tell me something awesome about Tom Hopper.
Tom Hopper is a very good-looking man.
Yeah, ne. Right. So that is like serious, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now tell me something dismissive. And not the number 4 thing, right? Not the number 4.
No. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Tom Hopper needs to come to South Africa.
Yeah, wait, that's not dismissive. That's like life goes with it. All those fans will unfollow me and everything. You can't say that. No. It's something else. One more thing.
We need to go to another fan's question.
Yeah, ne.
Okay. So we have another fan question. Sorry.
We just loading that for you.
Hanika would like to know, what is the most memorable moment in your career?
Digging deep there. Digging deep.
A few of them as well, actually. Most memorable. I think one of them would have been getting the call. I was in France in bed late at night, asleep, and I got a call to say that I got Billy Bones in Black Sails. That was a pretty memorable moment. And I would say it's always I think the times that you get offered roles that you are really wanting to do, like that one was a big one. And then turning up in Toronto, or getting a call for Umbrella Academy, they're very memorable moments when you know that you're about to embark on a whole new journey with a bunch of new people, and it's very exciting because you're so passionate about the project. They're always very memorable.
Sweet. We have one more question from a fan. Excuse me.
You know, we take this so seriously because for the fans to connect to you, it's just a life-changing experience for them. So yes, you ready?
So Fritz would like to know, when shooting a scene in Umbrella Academy, excuse me, do you get to listen to the music on set, or is that something that to get hyped up? Do you listen to music on set to get hyped up, or is that all internal?
Yeah. I mean, especially if we are dancing to a song, or where there's a lot of that in the show, or if the scene requires a certain energy, then absolutely, we goof around a lot on set before scenes and stuff to have the energy and stuff. So we're always trying to keep, because we shoot a lot in Toronto, and we shoot a lot through the winter in Toronto, so it gets very cold. So we play music and stuff to dance around to keep moving,
Right.
to keep warm.
You born and raised in England. I got to ask, what is your soccer team?
No, you can't ask him that. Because wait. Can I caution you, right? Because he's setting you up for a trap. People in South Africa are hardcore. If you get this wrong, if you get this wrong.
Well, I'll say this. I grew up in Leicestershire. So do you know where that is?
Yeah.
And what the team in Leicestershire is?
Leicester City.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay. You see the differences in England. You guys support the teams where you're born. In South Africa, whoever's big at the moment.
Yeah. Hashtag.
Well, actually, a lot of people there's a big. I don't know if you know about You know, when certain, you know, have you heard of the term glory supporter?
Yes.
Right. So like glory supporters, like so that you during the 90s, there was a huge amount of Manchester United fans. When Manchester, and then all of a sudden there was a bunch of Chelsea fans, and then all of a sudden Man City fans came out, and they're all over. You're like, are you from Manchester?
Right.
Like, no, no, I'm from Stoke. Oh, and they, like, what? Why are you supporting Man United then? But yeah, so that does happen quite a lot here.
You have kids, right? And none of your roles are really suitable for kids right now. So when you go to work, what's your explanation to the kids? Like, what do they think Dad's doing?
Making money for Barbies.
Well, they know that I go and I'm on telly and stuff, and we bring them onto set as often as possible, so they get like an understanding of what's going on. But my 2-year-old daughter, when she came to, and she was actually just coming on to 1 at the time, when she saw me in my big gorilla suit in Umbrella, it freaked the hell out, man. She was like, "That's Daddy's face, but that is definitely not Daddy's body." And yeah, I do wonder what goes through their little heads, you know, when they see me doing that, because they don't really understand it yet. But it's very exciting for me as they grow up. It's really exciting for me then to come on set and enjoy watching me do what I do. You know, a lot of actors say that they hope that their kids don't go into the film industry and stuff, but there's something really magic for me about the film industry and the television industry, and that, you know, if my kids wanted to do that, I would absolutely encourage that if that was a dream of theirs, because I think there's a lot of amazing things that you experience on a TV and movie set.
Right.
But you know what, can I just say, you know, speaking as a fan, I would imagine that once your kids do grow up, just looking at the wealth of material that you've created and will continue to create, I think there will be something almost, I don't know, legacy building for them, because they're going to look back and be like, hey, you know what, this is my dad, and he's created all of these memorable characters, you know, that have an impact on so many people. Because, I mean, Robbie and I were talking earlier, the fans of here in South Africa cannot wait for you to come here. So if you already having that impact...
Well, I can't wait, yeah.
Oh, well, there we have it, right? You heard it here first. You heard it here first. But knowing that you are having this sort of impact on people out there with your works, with your journey, what does that make Tom Hopper, the human, feel like?
Wow, that's a great question, man. For me, it's... Yeah, I mean, I think the work that I do, I always, like I said before, I really hope that people do connect with it and that it affects them on a deep level, you know, because we're trying to relate to real people, you know, when we're playing these characters. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about, you know, me leaving a legacy and things like that, but I do like to think that as I look back, I'd have done work that has made people, you know, that it's thought provoking and people might think about decisions they make because they relate to the work. But it's a very special feeling to know you've done these things and know that people do relate to it on such a powerful level, because it's, you know, at the time all you're doing is you're just concentrating on doing the character. You're not thinking about the impact it's necessarily going to have on an audience member. You're just trying to be as true to that character as possible. So it's only, when you say it like that and you think about the body of work you've done previously, that you think about it like that. But yeah, I guess it's always like trying to be as impactful as possible in a positive way.
Right. Dude, thank you so much for joining us. We cannot wait to have you in South Africa.
Oh, boys, I can't wait to come.
Lunch on me.
When all this COVID thing happened, let's get some. We're going to Franschhoek then, if that's the case.
Right. Yeah. Let's do that.
No small portions for you.
No small portions.
No problem. We got
but,
you.
dude, thank you so much. All the best.
We got you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, boys. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you, Tom.
Take care.
Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Hopper, what a cool dude.
What a legend, my man. What a legend.
Such a handsome man.
And so down to earth.
Yeah.
I always love people for their personality more than their looks.
Right.